Well, Scott's Rides for Miracles started 3 years ago as a celebration of a gentleman in our community, Scott Ressmeyer's 50th birthday. He had planned in that to celebrate that event to ride his motorcycle around the lower 48 states in a solo ride. And being the type person that he is, he came to us with the idea of if there's a way to raise some money around this, let's do that. From there, we're 3 years later at almost $300,000 in money raised for children in this community.
Because of the money he's raised and continues to raise, we're able to purchase equipment that we might not otherwise be able to do, have staff that we might not be able to employ. His support of Children's Miracle Network has made children's lives in Columbus so much better than they would have been without him.
A lot of what you see in this nursery, we owe to Scott and the other folks that have gone on the ride with him. His initial ride had a goal of buying us a high-technology incubator so that we could nurse our little tiny preemies in an optimum environment. And that was the goal he set, and he managed to raise enough money to buy us that first giraffe incubator, and now we have a whole bunch of them.
I became pregnant with twins and found out a few months later it was a boy and a girl. And 2 weeks before the 4D ultrasound, I went into labor at 24 weeks. Had we not had the equipment here in Columbus that we needed to provide for Maddie and Will, they would have had to been transported to Atlanta. And neither one of them may not have lived without the life-saving equipment that Scott raises the money for.
There's months of planning that go into it in advance, months of fundraising that go on leading up to the event, community relations and promotion of what's going to happen to raise awareness, to raise funds. And then the 3-week ride itself is, I'm sure, very physically demanding.
And yet they're willing to give up weeks of their lives to ride on a motorcycle. Now, I don't think I'd be able to ride 2 blocks on a motorcycle, but they ride across the country and they touch each of the 48 states. And in touching each of those 48 states, they touch the minds and hearts of people in those states.
When you're doing something like that and we're going across the Dakotas and there's 40-mile-an-hour crosswinds, that you're doing everything that you physically can to keep your motorcycle on the road. And you look down and you see 2 pictures on the inside of your windshield, and it reminds you of what you're riding for. You didn't do it for you. You did it for something that was much bigger than what you were.
He didn't think about him, he thought about the children. And he thought about what the needs of the parents, the families, the premature babies, the injured children needed to help them survive and to grow up and be just like him.
Many of us have visions like that and thoughts like that about things we'd like to do, but very few of us actually put them into action. And Scott did that, not for himself, but he did that for all these children here at the medical center. Need I say more about what kind of guy Scott Ressmeyer is?
You know, really the heroes are the ones in the hospital and those kids that struggle for their life every day. It's just me and the guys that ride with me, that we're just out there trying to make a difference in one life, and that's the only thing we've ever done, is try to make a difference in one life. And the thanks goes to our community and the doctors and nurses at the hospital. That's really where the heroes are at. You know, it just takes a lot of people to be able to make a commitment like we're making the commitment for 3 weeks, to be on the road and be gone from your family and be gone from the people that you work with every day. I mean, it's just a huge commitment on their part, along with the other riders that go with us. So without that kind of support at home, Scott's Ride for Miracles would never ever happen. So the family and folks at work are just incredible to get behind us and support us the way they do.